r/askreddit, posted by Reddit user Dwight Dash. What is a famous urban legend of your country or town? The library of my hometown is attached to a 200-year-old mansion that was said to be haunted. Specifically, the attic, which is huge and shadowy and tends to collect dead pigeons. The local newspaper even did a story about the supposed haunting with photo proof. The library did lock-in nights in the summer, and they tell scary stories in the attic, which wasn't so bad because you were with a group. Later on, I ended up working at the library and would have to go up to the attic alone at night to make sure that no one stayed behind after we closed. The attic had a gated stairway with a lock, and a few times when I was up there, alone in the house, I'd hear it bang shut. Hartlepool, England. During the Neapolitan Wars, allegedly, a ship sank off the coast of my town. All of the crew supposedly died, with the exception of a monkey who was dressed in uniform. Having never seen a Frenchman before, the kind people of Hartlepool held a tribunal on the beach and sentenced the poor monkey to death by hanging for being a French spy. Since then, people from my town, including myself, are nicknamed monkey hangers. What makes it more amusing is that our local football team mascot was a monkey, and the guy in said outfit ran for mayor of the town. He won. There is an old house to the north of my hometown in Scotland called the Overton House, and the legend goes that walking your dog along the bridge that leads up to the house will cause it to spontaneously leap to its death from the bridge. This is an observable thing that actually has happened at least 50 times. People will refuse to cross the bridge, as there are also people who report feeling suddenly and unexpectedly depressed after crossing. There was even a man who threw his baby son off the bridge in a fit of insanity after claiming his son was the Antichrist. There's an old Scottish myth of a thin place where the afterlife and the physical world are very close together. Overturned Bridge is said to be one of those places. St. Leonard's Forest, near Horsham, West Sussex, in the UK. It has a lot of stories surrounding it. My favorite is the story about Mick Miles' race. The story goes that a local man called Mick Miles was challenged by the devil to race for his soul in St. Leonard's Forest. The pair raced so fast that they burned a track through the forest where, to this day, no trees grow. You can visit the spot. It's a popular walking route and a neat story for the area. Some people even claim to see the headless horseman at night in this forest stretch. In Kentucky, there's a 100-year-old witch's tree in Old Louisville where Wiccans go down to do whatever the hell it is they do. My friend lived in the house right next to the tree and thought he was losing his mind when he heard chanting in the middle of the night. One night, he got the courage to look outside his window. What does he see but a group gathered around, all in hoodies? Koldhara village in Rajasthan was abandoned overnight, leaving behind an entire village of crumbling homes and buildings. Legend has it, the ruler of the region took a keen interest in the daughter of the subjugated village chief, and to escape humiliation, the entire village of 1500 disappeared overnight. It is said the village chief cursed the abandoned village in a way that if anyone tried to inhabit it, they would eventually die. Even today, visiting the village is only something the brave would try, and staying the night is at one's own risk. Members of the Paranormal Society in Delhi stayed the night and reported supernatural happenings such as moving shadows, footprints, noises, and touching of other members. There is a house in a nearby neighborhood that has a revolving door of tenants. People move in and move out within a month, some even within weeks. The story goes is that a woman was pregnant walking down the street and was struck by a fruit truck. The driver of the truck happened to be intoxicated, and instead of helping the woman, he left to try and escape persecution. The woman, who was bloody and severely battered, crawled over to a house on the corner, knocking and screaming for help. She kept relaying that the baby needed to be saved. The owners of the house at the time didn't see a baby and saw a woman covered in blood. Instead of helping, they ignored her calls and told her to go away. She died that night, along with the fetus in her belly. It is said that that woman occupies that street now. She roams up and down the sidewalks, waving cars down, looking for help. People who have stopped said as soon as they stopped and rolled down the window, she would disappear. As for the tenants of the house, every last one of them say they experience paranormal activities, such as items being thrown at them, weird voices in the middle of the night, being awoken at all hours of the night, seeing shadowy figures. The hauntings are nerve-wracking, and as of this present day, that house has no tenants in it, even being in a prime location in California. My entire family lives on a rural farm. I don't want to say where, just know that it's Canada. In Canada, we have the largest timber wolf in the entire world. A story that's passed down from my family is that there is a wolf-human hybrid somewhere. A lot of people will hear this and think I'm making a shitty reference to that Michael J. Fox movie, but I'm not. According to some of the people in my family, some of the older members, there is a hybrid wolf that stands on two legs. The human-like features come from the way they walk and the size of their arms and chest, almost as if you're looking at a muscular bodybuilder in the distance, until you catch their piercing white eyes. They are said to have no pupils, and their howls can pierce the air like a harpoon. Ever since I was little, we are not allowed to leave at night, for the night is theirs and theirs alone. Occasionally, we will have issues with livestock going missing or being slaughtered, and that's the reason we know it's not regular animals. They aren't eaten, their stomachs aren't hollowed out, they are just mangled to death by whatever creature is out there. If you come to rural Canada, please stay indoors after dark, lock your doors and hold your guns, and pray to whatever God you worship that you never run into this creature. My hometown, Turin, in Italy, is made of legends. There's a story of a royal alchemist that discovered the Philosopher's Stone, the map to the Holy Grail, a portal to hell, several ghosts, Illuminati, and stonemason signs all over the city embedded in the architecture. The Shroud of Christ, Notre Dame lived there and wrote about it. Notre Dame stayed here, where there is paradise, hell, purgatory. I call myself victory. Those who honor me will have glory. Those who disdain me will know complete ruin. It is also the point of the black magic and the white magic, triangles of cities. Allegedly, one of the most famous statues in the city is dedicated to Lucifer itself. The statue is called Caldute de Frejuse in Piazza Statuto, as a central square in Turin. The statue was placed here because it should be celebrating the fallen in the creation of the tunnel to France. But the odd thing is that the angel on top of the statue is looking away from France. It's not a big thing. However, the angel is the only black figure on the statue. All the humans are white marble. Also, the humans look like they're trying to climb the mountain, and the hand of the angel is in a posture of repression. A fun little fact, on top of the head, the angel has a pentagram, and it's staring straight into the eyes of another statue at the end of Via Garibaldi. The portal to hell is supposed to be in Piazza Statue, and is supposed to be at the point of the black magic triangle. In my village, like many others, there was a crazy lady, but this lady was not a part of our village originally. It was said that she came out of the forested areas, speaking of a great war, and that her village had been destroyed by American bombing planes. The villagers didn't understand, because the country made no mention of any wars. She was accepted into our village and taken care of by locals. She eventually grew to be one of us, but all the parents told their children not to mess with her and to just leave her alone. If she says some off-colored things, just nod your head and walk away politely. This woman was speaking of a war between the United States and Vietnam. This was in 1945, a whole 10 years before the war actually started. When the war had actually started, the woman never spoke of it again, and instead disappeared into the night.